CIBC is one of the top banks in the world, and it's basically a bank that is multinational, and they do a lot of work around business banking, savings, checkings, and financial services. I basically talked about this module about Zainab and Rachel Adams and the entire area of credential security. I'm very happy to have completed the entire course on credential security and business insurance. I realized that at one particular point of time we cannot be archaeologists and we cannot dig a grave and sit in a grave and basically analyze. We have to basically look in terms of the fast paced, fast moving lifestyle of various regions and understand the context of two things. One is in terms of what is the role of an accountant, what is the role of a brokerage, and what is the role of business banking. And when we understand that with in association with business, political, and finance entities, it's also good to understand CIBC. I definitely want to throw in a challenge for all the employees of CIBC to basically figure, what are the kind of foreign drugs airports that are there worldwide. There are there are so many airports in the world that one doesn't even know, and they sound Muslim countries and they sound like suspicious, and they belong to countries like Syria, Lebanon, Israel, and they look Palestine and they look suspicious. And I would actually invite a lot of financial institutions as well as corporate accountants, brokerage, religious entities to actually identify how many suspicious airports or foreign drugs airports does Syria, Lebanon, Israel, and Palestine run. Because again, it's always important to know the drugs they give to the people. It's also important to know if they are toxic. It's also important to know if they insulate people. So honestly, the kind of flying guidelines that they have and the entertainment crime they do, we I definitely want in terms of knowledge that we do know that, because I do not want to live in a false positive world where we live as 5 characters or 10 characters to run military operations for somebody who is suspicious. So I do not want to run that, and I don't want suspicious military organizations who cause a lot of harm to naive and vulnerable people to actually create suspicious drugs airports and hurt others. Like, my eyes are that of an angel, and when I look at people I look at their good health, and I also like to give good health to others. I've always given good health, and for some reason I do not want somebody in a closed caption TV to reference me incorrectly. And for some reason, I do not want a lot of those foreign drugs airports who teach people to come in closed caption and reference them incorrectly to ever win. I do want to invite CIBC, Royal Bank of Canada, to investigate into the Muslim countries that are suspicious, and the kind of orgy they have, the kind of foreign drugs they have on the airports, because I do want to report, and I do want that report to happen, because honestly we want to know what are the suspicious airports, what are the suspicious pathways. Do they actually make men, women cattle? Do they make them look like cows? I don't even know that, because I don't want my followers to get mad cow disease, and I don't want people to reference me in closed caption in a way that I don't belong, and I don't want anybody to come around me in my circle of reference if they want to actually with some play with somebody's ethnicity, DNA, race, because I'm very embarrassed by the entire community that I met, including that woman from Ukraine, Anya Herndon, who was really embarrassing me. And on those grounds, I declare those foreign drugs airports to now start declaring what kind of drugs they give to others when they see them, and also what are the kind of crimes they do, because we don't want countries to become military organizations, and we don't want airports to be military airports. And I do invite a lot of financial institutes in the world, including Mr. Parekh from HDFC Bank, to investigate into which airports are really toxic drugs airports and why are they toxic drugs airports. I invite HDFC Bank, I invite HSBC Bank, I invite Royal Bank of Scotland, I invite CIBC, and I also invite Ford Mustang to investigate into which airports are foreign drugs and what are the cartel and what are the crimes they do. And I definitely want to know that. Thank you.